ऑनरेबल स्पीकर सर, बिल्कुल मिल जाए। ऑनरेबल स्पीकर सर, मैं ग्रांट्स पे बोलने से पहले चंद अशार पेश करना चाहूँगा। अपने चेहरे से जो जाहिर है छुपाएं कैसे, तेरी मर्ज़ी के मुताबिक नज़र आएं कैसे। घर सजाने का तसव्वुर तो बहुत बाद का है, पहले ये तय हो कि घर को बचाएं कैसे। I am glad that various honourable members have shown keen interest in discussing matters concerning my departments. While the departments have adequately shared the details desired by honourable members through questions and cut motions, your suggestions would help us all to improve further. There is always a scope for improvement, and together we can further improve the working of these departments. Today, I will use this occasion to touch all the departments I am holding and try to further elaborate on the issues raised by honourable members today during discussions and also through their questions. I will start with the Department of Information Technology. Jammu and Kashmir is driving a comprehensive digital transformation mission to deliver inclusive and hassle-free government services. The IT Department of Jammu and Kashmir stands at the forefront of the region's digital revolution, dedicated to enhancing government efficiency, transparency, and citizen empowerment through cutting-edge digital technologies. Through strategic partnerships and proactive measures, the department aims to build a resilient digital ecosystem, ensuring equitable access and safeguarding digital assets for all residents of Jammu and Kashmir. J&K has adopted a layered and focused approach in the digital journey, where the underlying base assumption is a reliable, robust, and highly available connectivity infrastructure in the largest interest of a connected community, connected government, and bringing the government closer to the people in an equitable manner for inclusive growth. Over the past many years, the number of online services has increased from around 60 to 1166 being provided to citizens, along with provision of capturing citizen feedback through the rapid assessment system and integrations with Mobile Dost, DigiLocker, Payment Gateway, etc. All the online services are being brought under the ambit of auto appeal, auto escalation mechanism as per the provisions of Public Service Guarantee Act 2011. Carrying forward the good work, an outcome-based approach shall be adopted to realize the new paradigm of line to online, Q to QR, ask only once, cashless, presence-less services, and my data guided by the underlying goal of citizen empowerment. Digital J&K shall be realized in a phased manner, following the principle of think big, start small, scale fast. Some of the major projects which the department is going to undertake: E-Governance Center of Excellence, which will be set up where industry players will partner in conducting interdisciplinary research, developing cutting-edge applications and scalable problem solutions in the areas of agriculture, health, and allied sectors. This will also galvanize an effective AI ecosystem and nurture quality human resource in the field, besides investing in research, development, and innovation. Capacity building programs. Dedicated multidisciplinary courses will be supported to ensure skill enhancement in futuristic technologies and research. Modernization, strengthening of IT infrastructure. The obsolete infrastructure important offices of Honorable LG, Honorable CM, Legislative Assembly, Chief Secretary, and Administrative Secretary shall be replaced with new technology hardware for smooth conduct of government businesses. Augmentation, enhancement of compute in state data center. Expanding the existing data center to support growing digital infrastructure and governance needs. The key areas of augmentation shall include storage and compute expansion, upgrade to high-performance server and SSD-based storage for faster data access, implementation of hyper-converged infrastructure to improve scalability, adoption of private cloud for critical government applications, besides integration with public cloud providers for flexibility. A near disaster recovery center will be established for the existing SDC to protect from downtime and to maintain business continuity of notified critical applications. A remote disaster recovery center will be established in different seismic zones to protect from data loss in real disaster situations and full business continuity. The departments would be discouraged from building parallel data center servers security. Strengthening of digital connectivity. The success of digital J&K is dependent upon robust connectivity within and across government departments and agencies, as well as across society. While the connectivity across society is to be partly fulfilled by the optical fiber network of BharatNet, the internal connectivity within the government is fulfilled by JK Swing. The combined power of these two is foundational to the evolution of connected community and connected government. These plans for establishing and enhancing these two components are outlined below. BharatNet is strategically important to lay a digital superhighway traversing districts, tehsils, and connected up to Gram Panchayats for mainstream digital J&K. The progress of BharatNet is critical in this regard. JK Swan would extend horizontally at district level, tehsil and block headquarters. More points of presence would be established to cover major public-facing departments like revenue, police, urban, local bodies, registration, agriculture, industry, health and education. The government Wi-Fi intranet would be made seamless at all government offices, including J&K House in New Delhi. Apart from this, land would be established at Civil Secretariat Jammu and Srinagar. District land would be established at district headquarters. Digital village centers shall be established in 1,000 gram panchayat location with the vision to improve connectivity, outreach besides extension of e-office. E-governance data policy. To unleash innovation and research by startups and academia, a good governance data policy will be introduced. This will enable access to anonymized data. Conduct of internship programs. The Information Technology Department shall strengthen its internship program to provide students with practical work experience in IT, work on important IT policy projects, learn about government functioning. These internship programs are stipend-based and a 6-month duration. Besides, above, IT department shall also implement various other e-governance initiatives, automation of hospitals, unified dashboards, digital signage for dissemination of information at district and panchayat to citizens, IVRS, establishment of NOC, SOC, etc. to support e-governance at grassroots levels. Now, I move to Department of Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs. The Department of Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs has been functioning in J&K with the prime motive to provide food security to different sections of society through implementation of National Food Security Act. It makes all arrangements for distributing entitled quantity of food grains free of cost to vulnerable sections and at affordable prices to other sections so as to help them live a life with dignity. Almost 1 crore of our population is benefited under public distribution system run by the department each month. Presently, 16.64 lakh households comprising 66.62 lakh beneficiaries under NAFSA are eligible to receive free food grains every month in Jammu and Kashmir under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. While each AAY household gets 35 kg of food grains every month free of cost, each beneficiary in a priority household gets 5 kg of food grains every month free of cost. Food grains are also made available by department at a scale of 5 kg per beneficiary at highly affordable and subsidized cost, which is rice at 15 per kg, wheat at 12 per kg and wheat flour at rupees 13 per kg to nearly 8.15 lakh non-priority households comprising nearly 31.70 lakh beneficiaries in Jammu and Kashmir. It has also been intervening from time to time to further augment food needs of vulnerable sections and safeguarding them from rising costs of food grains. As a part of this effort, Government of Jammu and Kashmir is presently implementing Prime Minister's food supplementation for priority household scheme and providing additional 5 kg of rice each month to member of PHH, subject to maximum of 10 kg per household at the cost of 25 per kg only, in a manner that the total entitlement of the household does not exceed 35 kgs under all scheme. Under this scheme, 13.49 lakh households are eligible. It's a matter of satisfaction that elected government has started delivering on its promises made to the people. This department has also made a modest beginning. As you all know that providing additional food grains in the context of AAY is the proposal in the annual financial statement of 25-26. Sugar is also being provided to AAY families at a scale of 1 kg per family per month through participation in scheme of sugar subsidy for AAY families under PDS of Government of India at a scale rate of rupees 13.50 per kg only. There is no provision in the scheme to cover beneficiaries other than AAY households. Many honorable members have suggested for bifurcation of ration cards. Bifurcation of ration card has been stopped by Government Order Number 85 CAPD of 2016, dated 4/05/2016. This was required for adhering to targets assigned for coverage of families under public distribution system, particularly AY households, by the Department of Food and Public Distribution, Government of India, where the entitlement is at scale of 35 kg per household. The process of bifurcating ration cards through issuance of fresh ration card will lead to implication of arranging additional food grains for such household. This also has implication in increasing the burden for department under other schemes run by Department of Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs, and in other schemes of government where public distribution system database is utilized and household is in unit of entitlement. Bifurcation of ration cards can only be considered once there is a revision of household targets by Department of Food and Public Distribution, Government of India. But at the same time, department has made consistent effort in bringing in any left out eligible household beneficiary under public distribution system. Standing orders have been issued to include left out eligible beneficiaries household, if any, into the public distribution system as per eligibility. Since shifting of ration cards management system in September 2022, 28,996 new ration cards under NAFSA and 45,075 under NPHH have been issued to deserving household and the registered e-shram registrants who were reported to be not covered under public distribution system. The aim is not to keep any eligible beneficiary out of public distribution coverage. After deleting bogus and duplicate beneficiaries through deduplication and field verification, the J&K government has ordered for inclusion of children born after census 2011 during their 2011 to 2016 for extending them benefits under PDS in order to augment the food requirements of such children mission mode. The goal of this initiative is to streamline, standardize and optimize the existing service recruitment rules across various departments to ensure fairness, uniformity and improved career progression for employees. So far, the ARI and Training Department has analyzed recruitment rules of 65 services of various departments in a mission mode. The department will play a more proactive role in rationalization of recruitment rules to bring uniformity and improve career progression at all levels. The department has made issuance of NDC mandatory in respect of education loan availed for diploma and degree courses. The current financial year, 377 NDCs were issued by the department, an amount of 32.97 lakh stands realized in the government sector. To streamline the process, for the first time, the ARI and Training Department has taken the initiative in consultation with NIC to enable the online issuance of NDCs. The issuance of NDCs for loans will soon be available through Service Plus portal. Currently, the service is in the testing phase and will be launched shortly. The another important body working under the administrative control of ARI and Training is the Jammu and Kashmir Board of Professional Entrance Examination, a statutory body responsible for conducting entrance examination and counseling for admission to various professional courses in J&K and Ladakh. The JK BOPI efficiently organized entrance tests for courses such as BTech, B.Ed, nursing courses, 10th and 12th based paramedical diploma courses, etc. The result of entrance tests for all those courses are being published well on time to assure transparency. The board also conducted multiple rounds of online physical counseling for various courses, including Bachelor of Engineering, BTech, B.Ed, MBBS, BDS, MD, MS, MDS, MSc Technology, MSc Nursing, BSc Nursing and paramedical programs. During the current financial year, all 1107 allocated seats in MBBS have been filled and all 108 allocated seats for BDS have been filled, whereas all 21 allocated seats for MDS have been filled. Besides this, out of 320 allocated seats for Ayush, 305 seats have been filled, and out of 330 allocated seats for BA, 229 seats have been filled. Regarding BTech admissions, out of 2462 allocated seats for BTech, 757 seats have been filled. In addition to this, admission to 4,706 paramedical courses have been finalized. For the first time, I am pleased to announce the adoption of e-counseling system for admission through JK BOPI to various professional courses starting from the next academic session, that is 25-26. This transition is being implemented in collaboration with NIC J&K to enhance the efficiency, transparency, and accessibility of admission process. For smooth running of the government businesses, the government presses Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu and Srinagar are playing an important role and undertaking most of the printing related services of all the government departments, organizations, as well as independent institutions like university and J&K boards. The government presses are functioning day and night in order to accomplish the printing task. As such, their efforts need to be duly recognized and applauded. During the current financial year, RNB Government Press Jammu has executed 1734 and Government Press Srinagar has executed 1260 printing jobs from various indenting departments. In order to modernize both the presses, the upgradation process has been taken, and recently the government procured high-tech computer to plate machine, bar coding, QR printing and data available operations. The Department of Stationery and Office Supply, which was earlier under the administrative control of ARI and Training, was binded up in 2022 due to introduction of government e-marketplace. The staff of the SY department has been deployed to Government Press Srinagar, Jammu, and their services matters are being looked after by ARI and Training departments in order to protect and maintain their career progression. The department has recently conducted the DPC of employees of SY Stationery and Office Supplies Department to promote them to the next higher level. Now I move to Transport Department. Transport Department comprises of Motor Vehicle Department, Jammu and Kashmir Road Transport Corporation, State Motor Garage Department. All activities carried out by the department are meant to provide better and dependable transport facilities to the citizen in a well-coordinated manner. It is an endeavor of this department to come up to the expectations of the citizens in performing its duty. Every citizen is directly or indirectly linked with the transport sector. In J&K, surface transport is the most convenient, common and affordable means of transportation. Transport Department performs its job by issuing orders and instruction to its subordinate offices for rationalization of routes so that the citizens from all corners of J&K can have hassle-free transport facilities. The Motor Vehicle Department is entrusted with the responsibility of administering of Motor Vehicles Act and rules through regulatory and enforcement mechanism. Motor Vehicle Department deals with the following main activities: collection of token tax and fees, to act as State Transport Authority, grant of registration of vehicles, grant renewable of permits and registration, issue and renewable of driving license, fixation of passenger fare, registration of pollution checking centers, issue and renewal of fitness certificates in respect of commercial, non-commercial vehicles, grant of conductor's license, checking of violation of vehicles, awareness of road safety among the general public. Moreover, the department has made a remarkable shift from manual services to fully online and faceless services to further simplify processes, and some services have been placed on auto-approval mode. These initiatives have significantly reduced delays, minimized human interventions, and made services delivery more convenient and transparent for the public. Another wing under Transport Department is state motor garages, whose base ball, rugby, water sports, football and cricket. J&K has been already awarded 9th Aerobic Asian Championship 2025. J&K shall support and make conducive atmosphere to host national events which will ignite the passion for sports among the youth by providing exposure to top-level competition, inspiring local talent and creating opportunities for growth. J&K government, by bringing such events, will drive infrastructure development to generate employment and boost the region's economy while showcasing J&K as a hub of sports excellence. J&K government shall empower coaches through targeted capacity building programs such as football development programs, world coach programs. Coaches shall be trained for soft skill for experts to mentor young athletes, and an approach shall be adopted to enhance coaching capacity to foster a supportive environment for emerging talent for growth and development of sporting community. Financial assistance for attending camps, participation in national and international competitions, cash award for medals shall be encouraged in DBT mode in more efficient, transparent manner. Efforts shall be made to increase boarding, lodging incentive, financial support to athletes, and encouraging girl participation at national level. The sport budget shall prominently reflect our unwavering commitment to transform J&K into a powerhouse of sport. With the right investment, infrastructure, and encouragement, our youth will bring laurels to the region and nation. In recent years, there has been a tremendous increase in construction of sports infrastructure. In all the 20 districts of J&K, modern and state-of-art facilities like football, hockey, synthetic turfs, athletic tracks, indoor stadiums, play fields, and grounds have been constructed. As a result, there has been a manifold increase in the participation of our youth in various sporting activities, and lakhs of youth are out playing in the field throughout J&K, which has been observed and appreciated by one and all. However, there is a continuous demand for more and more play fields, stadiums, equipments, etc. throughout the J&K from several areas, including far-flung and rural areas. The department proposes to provide sporting infrastructure in phased manner, keeping in view the availability of resources. The government has also been providing playgrounds and infrastructure in convergence mode with the Rural Development Department, district administration, and also with other schemes. The process of recruitment of outstanding sportsmen is also being carried out strictly in accordance with the rules governing the field, and for the purpose, a high-power committee, including a senior-most officers of various departments, Home, Finance, GAD, Youth Services and Sports Department, and Law, Justice, Parliamentary Affairs have been constituted. The recruitment under the relevant rules is being carried out at a very transparent manner and is being finalized shortly. The Rabre Khel policy issued by the government in 2017 provides for regularization of Rabre Khel in a staggered manner on completion of 7 years of satisfactory and continuous service against the available created post of physical education teachers. The vacancies of PTs as shall accrue to the department shall not be filled up but shall be kept reserved for regularization of Rabre Khels. Rabre Khels were engaged in the year 2019 onwards, and the regularization shall commence from the next year, which is one of my priorities. NYC is working in the youth services and sports department are doing a commendable job, and the future prospects like hike in honorarium, etc. is under active consideration. Now moving to the Science and Technology Department. The Department of Science and Technology is mandated to develop and apply innovative scientific advances and technologies that enable the government to better serve its citizens, protect the environment, create jobs, and foster economic growth. From developing new technologies to researching new scientific discoveries, the Science and Technology Department is a driving force behind progress. The Science and Technology has two wings under its administrative control: Jammu and Kashmir Energy Development Agency and J&K Science and Technology and Innovative Council. The JACADA is a nodal agency for promotion and development of renewable energy projects and programs addressing need in both domestic and commercial sectors. The schemes implemented by JACADA are mostly centrally sponsored, funded by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India. JACADA promotes the widespread adoption and sustainable use of all forms of renewable energy, including hydropower, solar, wind, geothermal, biomass, and hydrogen energy in the pursuit of sustainable development, energy access, energy security, and low carbon emission, economic growth, and prosperity. JACADA is primarily working on renewable energy sectors, which include solar energy, under which various schemes are being implemented. JACADA has taken up solarization of all government buildings in J&K on the direction of Honorable PMO in a phased manner. Around 22,000 government buildings are proposed to be solarized under the project. So far, 4673 buildings with a cumulative capacity of 39.6 megawatts have been solarized. 8,500 number of buildings are being solarized at approximate project cost of 400 crores in capex mode with a cumulative capacity of 70 megawatts, and remaining buildings would be solarized in RESCO mode. Around 320 megawatt capacity would be added to the grid by way of solarizing the government buildings during the year 2025. The NHPC has also been assigned the job of solarization of 2838 government buildings with a cumulative capacity of 63 megawatts in RESCO mode. Jakarta has installed rooftop solar plants on residential buildings under the rooftop phase 1 and 2 schemes of MNRA. The scheme envisages 40% central financial assistance up to capacity of 3 kW and 20% beyond 3 kW up to 10 kW capacity. In addition to this, a flat subsidy of 25% has been provided by JNK. The balance cost of solar plant was borne by beneficiary. Jakarta has installed a cumulative capacity of more than 35 megawatts under these projects, covering more than 5,000 households. Under PM Kusum scheme, 5,000 solar agriculture pumps have been sanctioned by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, for upliftment of farmers. Under the scheme, the farmers can avail a central financial assistance of 50%, 30% subsidy from J&K. Total cost of pumps ranging from 2 HP to 10 HP capacity, replacing the existing diesel-based pumps, or new pumps could be installed. Till date, Jakarta has placed work order for a cumulative quantity of 3,200 solar pumps, out of which 2,550 pumps have been installed and commissioned. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, has sanctioned 4,000 solar agriculture pumps for solarization of existing individual grid-connected agriculture pumps in J&K for upliftment of farmers. Farmers can avail a central financial assistance of around 50% and subsidy of 30% from JKUT on all the solar pumps ranging from 1 HP to 10 HP capacities installed under the scheme. The scheme will be implemented at large scale in next financial year. Jakarta has installed more than 50,000 solar street lighting system under PRI, BDC, DDC, back to village grants provided by various districts in J&K during the last 2 years. These lights have been installed for illumination of public places identified by the respective district administration in consultation with the PRIs, BDCs and DDCs. During the current financial year, more than 20,000 solar street lights are being installed across J&K. Jakarta is carrying out resource assessment and preparation of DPRs of small hydro sectors in J&K. During the last few years, Jakarta has commissioned 7 small hydropower projects with a cumulative capacity of 35.25 megawatts under independent power producer mode. 31 project sites with a cumulative capacity of 84 megawatts are under different stages of development. 25 more project sites with a cumulative capacity of 40.55 megawatts shall be tendered out in the next financial year. Other activities include tribal sub-plan for tribal communities, under which Jakarta has procured 12,500 biomass cook stoves and 2,500 solar home lights for distribution among tribal areas during the current financial year, and the distribution of the same is under process. Jakarta also conducts IEC campaigns to raise public awareness about its schemes and activities. These campaigns include hoardings, awareness camps and jingles, ensuring widespread outreach and engagement with the community. J&K received multiple awards in renewable energy for the highest installed capacity in small hydro, solar power and renewable energy generation in RE Invest 2024 held at Ahmedabad on 16 September 2024. And also in the previous year to this, Jakarta was awarded as the best performing state nodal agency amongst UTs. Jammu and Kashmir Science and Technology and Innovation Council functioning under the Department of Science and Technology. Fair price shops की बात आपने करी सर. There is a proposal of opening 1,600 new fair price shops in 20 districts. क्योंकि elected government ने assume किया चार्ज, और मैं advise करूँगा elected members जो यहाँ पर बैठे हैं अपनी अपनी requirement जो fair price shops की है उसको एक बार relook करें, so that आम लोगों को जो uncovered पंचायत हैं, undeserved areas हैं, priority कर वो हमें दे दें, और whatever is required. Last, I request all the members to withdraw the cut motions and pass the demands for grants.
Thank you.
और जिस आप मैं चाहूँगा कि जो आपकी इश्यूज थे वो मुझे रिटर्न में दे दें, और आपके साथ बैठकर सब मुद्दों को, सारे जेन्युइन मुद्दों को हम एड्रेस करेंगे. धन्यवाद.
यहाँ पे जो कट मोशन